Hello, boys and girls. In reading today, we are going to be reviewing cause and effect. All right, so in stories, one event causes another event to happen. So the cause is why something happened, and the effect is what happened. All right, so I'm going to look in your book, your reading, writing workshop book, and we're going to look at the story that you read yesterday. Okay, so go ahead and get your book as well. You can pause the video and grab it. And then you're going to turn to page 272. Okay, it comes right after your story. Okay, so it looks like this. And it talks a little bit about cause and effect. All right, so make sure you get that out. I'm going to read it to you, and you can read it along with me in your book. Okay, so cause and effect. A cause is the reason why something happens, and effect is what happens, okay? Just like up here. Why something happened is the cause, and the effect is what happened, okay? So it says find text evidence. That means that in a story, you can find the cause and effect. You can find the words that say why something happened and then what exactly happened. All right, so on page 265, there's a part of the story where it says, Mom, why is everything covered in ice? Kim wanted to know. That's a good question, said Mom. Good thing I'm a science teacher. It's raining, but the air is very cold. So the raindrops freeze when they land on cold surfaces, like signs, trees, and roads. Okay, so that tells us why something happened and something that happened. It shows us a cause and effect. Now, you're going to be working with a chart that's like this on a worksheet today, okay? There's only going to be 2 spaces, but you're going to do cause and effect. You're going to use the story from today, not this story, but the cause is why something happened, and then we see the effect, what happened because of that. So let's read this cause. It says, the air was very cold. Okay, the air was very cold. So that's why something happened, because the air was very cold. Well, what happened? What was the effect of the air being very cold? Raindrops froze on cold surfaces. So because the air was very cold, raindrops froze on cold surfaces. Okay, that's what we just read, right? All right. Then, so that's what we just read right there. That the mom had said that the air is very cold, so the water froze, the raindrops froze. And so the cause, because the air was very cold, the effect is that raindrops froze on cold surfaces. Okay, then they have a couple things here that were in the story as well. So let's read those. So the cause, branches broke, power lines fell. All right, so because branches broke and power lines fell, there was no electricity. So because of those branches breaking and power lines falling, that's why there was no electricity. Okay? So because those things happened, why the electricity was out was because the branches were breaking and the power lines were falling. The electricity was out. That's what happened. Okay? And let's look at the last one. The air was very cold. The air was very cold. Because the air was very cold, noses got red. You know how in the winter when like your nose kind of turns red because it's so cold? That's what they're talking about. So the reason that the noses got red, that's what happened, right? The noses got red. So the reason that happened or why that happened was because it was very cold. So the cause was that it was very cold, but the effect was that noses turned red. Okay? So that is cause and effect for your story from yesterday. You are going to do a worksheet today that has this similar chart with the ovals and the squares and rectangles, and you are going to fill in a cause, like why something happened in your story and what happened in the story. Okay? So why something happened and then what happened. You're going to be able to fill that in. Okay? So I hope we're understanding cause and effect because it can be a little bit tricky, but just remember, The cause is why something happened, and the effect is what happened. So sometimes you can even do the chart backwards. Like even though on this side of the chart is the cause and the right side is the effect, and usually we like read or do things from left to right, if it's easier, you could even come up with what happened first. Like if you're reading in the story and you could read, oh, someone fell. Okay, so like you could say she fell, and then you have to figure out, oh, wait, why did she fall? What was the cause? And then you can say, oh, she tripped over a branch, so she fell. So you could do it backwards, but you could also do it, you could find a cause first and say, oh, these branches and the power lines fell. Oh, and because of that, there was no electricity. Okay? So you're going to work on that with today's story, so make sure you read through it carefully, and then in your workbook, you're going to do a worksheet on cause and effect. Okay, boys and girls, I hope that you are understanding this. We've gone over this a few times, so I hope it's making sense. Please let me know if you have any questions, and go ahead, you're going to do a great job.